a surprise, and of course I think later we'll talk about the good news.
Yes.
He came along with 5 members of the House of Assembly to the occasion yesterday, and they made some handsome donation, some big amount of money they gave the students, especially the overall graduating student. I don't want to call the amount so that somebody will not think of kidnapping her. All right, but, and it was cash. You know, it wasn't a pledge or check. They brought the bundles of money and handed it in front of the camera. So it has been advertised already.
Already, sir.
But let me remind our viewers and listeners of your goals, your dreams, your objectives for 2024. 2024, how far so far have you gone? Those goals and dreams and visions, are they smart? Are they specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound? You see, one of my goals for 2024 was the induction of veterinary doctors, and it was a successful occasion. I want to thank all those who came around to rejoice with our students, the parents, lecturers, the university community, and the politicians that came around. The father of the day, Senator Jonah David Young, who is on sick leave, represented by Reverend Francis Bomba. Many other dignitaries. I want to thank them specially for helping me achieve one of the goals for 2024. So your goals, your dreams, your objectives must be smart. They must be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, time-bound, so that when you achieve them, you know that you've achieved them. And that book you're writing, please continue writing it. That building project, don't stop it. That investment, go ahead. That trade, that new skill you need to learn, go ahead. Please don't be distracted by all the challenges, the obstacles around the way. There will certainly be resistance, but your persistence will break every resistance. There will be difficulties, but in the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Yes, tough times will be there, but tough times never last. It is tough people that do. You might try and fail. Keep trying. You try and you fail. Keep trying. You try and you fail. Keep trying. Failure is not fatal. Success is not final. It is the will to continue that really counts. I encourage you. Keep pushing on. Keep soldiering on. Keep moving on. There will never be a time that you will not face obstacles and hindrances. But when the weather will be fair and convenient for you, you have to learn to survive and thrive in the midst of adversity. So go out there, make the difference, and always remember to be the change that you want to see in the world.
That's lovely. And right now, again, still in the studio is Barrister Paul Zaruma, a just-based legal practitioner. He's coming your way with nothing less than another big good morning.
Good morning, Prof. Good morning, Colby. A very big good morning to viewers and listeners. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are receiving this signal and the time you are also receiving the signal. I don't know this weather situation over there, but just it's calm, peaceful, and with the climatic condition of 20 degrees Celsius. I also use this opportunity to congratulate the students that were inducted yesterday. I congratulate Prof for a successful program. And, you know, the female folks are really doing well in the veterinary sciences faculty. I remember I was a representative member representing just not last year in the occasion, you know, and then women also, the female students took the front wheel in winning most of the awards. In fact, one particular female won about 4 to 7 awards, if I still remember very well. So, you know, this is really a big congratulations to the females for doing a wonderful work, you know, against the culture that used to say that female have a low IQ. So they are proving that culture wrong. We celebrate them. We celebrate University of Jos. We celebrate Faculty of Veterinary Sciences.
All right, that's lovely. Listener and viewer, very quickly, let's just see what we'll be able to take on our headlines this morning. First on my list is this one that says 400 Nigerians deported from the United Arab Emirates have returned to Nigeria. They include 90 females and 310 males. Bandit campaign Bello Turji dares Nigeria's defense chief to enlist a popular cleric to join fight. Confirms imposing 50 million naira levy on Zamfara community. Another one here says educated Nigerians are more frequently involved in bribery than illiterate, study shows. Despite receiving 1,816 million naira ecological funds in 6 months, Borno failed to facilitate allow dam repairs prevent flood. Yet again, this one says Nigerian court sentences American businessman Marco Ramirez to 68 years in prison for 2.6 billion naira visa fraud. EFCC will soon prosecute some Nigerians, banks, top officials for fraud, says chairman. Okay, and another one here, how bandits collected 35 million naira ransom, marijuana, cigarette, whiskey, bags of rice, beans, tramadol, others to release friends' relations. This is so sad again. Edo government says Nigerian police chief lacks power to suspend the state-owned security outfit ahead of governor's poll. Vice President Kashim Shettima has tasked Nigerians to recognize that change is a painful process, assuring them that with the efforts of the present administrations, Nigeria will soon get out of hardship and be on the path of sustained growth. I think I love this. And finally, on the plateau, or rather in Plateau speaker finally bows to pressure, sways in remaining ABC members. All right, here we go.
Charity begins at home.
As usual for us here.
I now understand why the speaker came in late for our occasion yesterday. He was, I think, about 2 hours late. And when he came in with a good number of members of the House of Assembly. In fact, they disorganized our protocol. Yes. But it was a good one, While he was talking, I was outside trying to attend to one of the VIPs who was leaving. And as I was entering, I was hearing a big amount of money being announced, so I was clapping. I thought it was coming to the faculty. I didn't know it was given the student.
Yet again, it was a big
best graduating student. But it is good also. It's nice to clap.
Yes.
And I celebrate with the student who got that good amount of money. And the second best and the third best, all of them got money. In fact, because we graduated 2 veterinary doctors yesterday were sworn in as they took the oath as veterinary doctors yesterday.
Yes.
And all of them got money. All the 12 of them got money from the politicians. So that's their own dividends of democracy. Yes. So finally, Right Honorable Gabriel Diwan has sworn in all the remaining 5 members of the opposition APC. They include Owen Dagogot of Kwampan North constituency, Theodore Meyaki of Kwampan South constituency, Yakubu Sanda of Pengana constituency, Dachung Dadon of Riyom constituency, and Daliop Gang of Shendam South constituency. I want to say congratulations to the new entrants, or newly sworn-in members of the Plateau State House of Assembly. And now we have a complete house, 24.
24.
And this is what we should have had 1 year ago. There was no need for all this rigmarole and all this dilly-dallying and going back and forth and all that, it shouldn't have happened in the first place. But like the popular saying, better late than never.
Prof, this is for you and me. For other politicians who are really in the game, to them it was a necessity.
So out of that 24 now, we have 22 APC members, 1 YPP, and 1 Labour Party.
That's
yes, so the House is going to be an interesting one.
Yes.
We congratulate those members that has been sworn in. We congratulate the Speaker for swearing them in, though belatedly, but better late than never. So we celebrate Plateau State House of Assembly. We equally celebrate those constituencies that were hitherto not represented in the Plateau State House of Assembly. Now they have their representative, and then we believe that they are going to cooperate with the executive in making people-driven law and people-driven bills for the benefit of Plateau State, for the benefit of United Plateau State. So we are calling them to provoke a dividend of democracy and to avoid unnecessary drama. So,
Barrister, you're falling back to the saying that we have established. It came actually from the governor himself. It's time for governance. So I think your submission now is that, okay, with the full house, the State House of Assembly, let's settle for governance, the United Plateau instead. I think is a good one there. Should we continue on this? But I feel we have other issues and time is not on our side. I would have loved we go to security challenges where, of course, there's hardly a day without one being kidnapped. But today, this one is about how bandits collected 35 million naira ransom, marijuana, cigarette. It tells you that these people work with people. They are not some kind of spirits who will just disappear when they want and appear when they want, anywhere at any time. They work with people. Imagine them having people, pack all of what they need, give to them, and then they, in exchange of...
they even come into our towns and cities and get bags of rice, bags of maize, bags of millet and
even women for themselves.
Get women for themselves, get consumables, get medicines, and all that, and even take 1 or 2 nurses to go and take care of them, in the forests, and they make videos of themselves, even selfies, and upload online, taunt the military, mock the military. Bello Turji now is saying, come on, I'm ready for a fight. Come, let's fight, Bello Turji had imposed a levy of protection in that Zamfara community and said you must pay 30 million naira at least and more if you want me to protect your community, and otherwise you're going to be in for it. And that the military is saying we're going to protect that community, and Bello Turji is saying come, let's see who is stronger. And it's unfortunate when we have non-state actors showing themselves to be stronger than our military and our police. But it tells you that we are the problem of this country. We are not prioritizing security. You know why? Now there is election, September 21st, in Edo State. IGP Egbetokun has mobilized 35,000 men for election protection. Now, why were those 35,000 men when we were being kidnapped, when people were being killed all over the country? For just one state election, Edo State alone, 35,000 personnel have been mobilized. How many have they mobilized to protect Nigerians? Look at what happened during the End Bad Governance protests. How many thousands of personnel were mobilized? Armored tanks were rolled out to the streets for regime protection. You see, the problem, one of the problems with our security system in this country is that it is tilted towards regime protection, not protection of the people, not protection of the citizens. If anything is going to affect the president of Nigeria, or the vice president, or any governor, they can mobilize all the security forces to protect the regime. Now, why was Joe Ajero arrested at the airport because they thought he was going to UK, and the prime suspect that they were looking for stays in the UK. So they thought Joro was going to meet with the man there when he gets to the conference, you know, in the UK. So they arrested him, and they've even seized his passport. So he cannot even travel the next day or the day after or at any particular time. Why? The main crime of that international terrorist is that he's accused that he wants to overthrow the government. Anything that has to do with regime protection, you will see the service chiefs, you will see the police, NS, CDC, all of them. I mean, they can walk themselves to death to protect the regime. But anything that will have to do with protecting Nigerians, they do it at their own convenience. If the same zeal with which they protect the regime, they protect politicians, protect the government, if they will use the same zeal to protect us against kidnappers, bandits, and all these terrorists, Nigeria would have been a better place for it. But they're not interested in it. Their interest is let's protect the regime. It is this colonial mentality. We've carried this from the colonial age. When the colonial masters came to Nigeria, their interest was every policeman and the security apparatus was to protect the colonial masters, not the citizens. Protect the colonial masters, protect the establishment, protect the government. It is the same colonial mentality that our government have carried over the years and with which our police have been trained, and the military and, you know, all the law enforcement agencies. Protect the regime, protect the regime. If anything will affect the regime, they would do anything in their power, including laying down their lives to protect the regime, but not Nigerians. That is why that end bad governance. When they rolled out the Amotans, it is not to protect Nigerians, it is to protect the regime. They were afraid that what happened in Bangladesh was going to happen. They were afraid that the government might be overthrown like it happened in Tunisia, like it happened in Libya, and other places during the Arab Spring. That's their main concern. Nobody should be deceived that those Amotans were to protect Nigerians. No. It was to protect the regime, protect the politicians, protect the establishment. That is the priority, number one priority of our law enforcement agencies. And it is unfortunate because the number one priority should be to protect the citizens, the people of Nigeria. And even the government, the constitution says the primary responsibility of government shall be the welfare and security of the people. Not the welfare and security of the senators or governors or the president, the politicians. No, it is the welfare security of the people of Nigeria. But they are not doing it. And that is why we keep calling out to our politicians that please have a human conscience and heart. I mean, whatever policies you are coming up with, let it have a human face. Okay. To protect Nigerians, to ensure the welfare of Nigerians.
And that's lovely. And I know the barrister would love to say something here, especially when you mentioned the issue of a colonial mentality, the way of treating, you know,
it is quite unfortunate that during the pre-colonial era, Nigerians' mentality was far better. And then when the colonial came during the colonial time, they changed a lot of things about our mentality, and we still carry those colonial mentality to the post-colonial era. I told you last time that even the attitude of our police is, or can I say security agencies generally, it's a kind of a colonial mentality, because during the colonial era, the security agencies were meant to suppress, to oppress the citizens while protecting the colonial masters. And you can see that attitude everywhere, you know.
But we have had reforms, especially reforms and all that.
Such reforms have not been really effective. So that is why you see in most cases they will tell you bail is free, but bail is not actually free. Now it is like an offense in Nigeria to wear dreadlocks. Even, you know, footballers like wearing dreadlocks and earrings. It's like, you know, I remember recently I went for a case in Bauchi, so it was like an offense to carry a laptop. So I was trying to proofread some things before I reached the court. So I was using my laptop. You know, what helped me is I was wearing my my complete regalia. So whenever they peep into the car from distance, if they, not only the police, even some military checkpoint, once they see me operating laptop, they will peep. Is when they see that I'm wearing my complete regalia, they will not tell the driver to go. So it's like an offense to use a laptop in Nigeria, and an offense to wear dreadlocks. It's an offense for a young person in Nigeria to be successful. If you are driving an expensive car and you are a young person in Nigeria, you're in trouble. These are colonial mentality that needed to be shaken off so that we'll make some headway. Well, before we go on a break, in what appears like the law of karma, the flood in Maiduguri has killed over 1,000 terrorists in Sambisa forest. Wow. You know, it overflowed the river Yedzaman, and then the river also it was close to Sambisa forest, and unfortunately for the terrorists, it took them unaware. It came around 2 a.m. and destroyed many of them. So as at yesterday, they buried over 100 bodies, and they are still searching for more dead bodies. On the unfortunate aspect of it is that the incidents also took the life of some of the children of the terrorists and some of the wives of the terrorists, which is also quite unfortunate. So, but for the adult terrorists, I think it's a law of karma. They are still searching for the dead bodies, and this is a security report. So indicators arrive that as it is now, the terrorists are more vulnerable than ever before. So if our security 1,000. 100, please. 100. So if our security agencies are very serious, the terrorists are more vulnerable now. They can take it on them, take advantage of the circumstances, and then make some headway in terms of arrest and possible neutralization.
All right, thank you very much, Barrister Paul Zaruma and Professor Paveno H. Bameyi. It has been lovely with us in the studio. We'll go on a very, very short commercial break, and when we come back, the conversation to continue. So, dear listener and viewer, please stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune in to Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way. It concerns you. It a kill love, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays, 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was saying things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Unity. Unity TV.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Thanks for staying tuned with us on Unity 93.3 FM. This is Unity Train, and today's edition happens to be a lovely one too, just as usual, because you are there. And we look forward to having that time with which you get to join the conversation. For now, I would love to allow the gentleman in the studio, my very own mentor, Professor Proveno H. Bamayi, who will continue with what we have left from the last segment. Before then, it's good to let you know also that we are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos, and the same you have for our WhatsApp channel. Thank you so much for always being there. Begin to throw your comments in there. I'll read them just when the time comes. And for text messages, it's good I give you the number even right now so you can begin drafting your text already. 0808 478 9999 for text messages only. The number again, 0808 478 9999. Earlier on in the studio, it was Barrister Paul Zaruma. We'll just continue with Professor. Before we zoom into the headlines and trending issues, I would love to bring you to hear what you have as a submissions regarding the issues of having parents or guardians or people who deal very harshly with their children. Or maybe sometimes you say stepmothers. It's not really just stepmothers. Sometimes biological parents, the way they beat their children, and you wonder if really they are in their right state of mind. So what's your advice to people, neighbors most especially? What should be their response before we go back to headlines? Prof.
You know, child abuse is endemic in our society. It's endemic in our communities. It's endemic in Nigeria and Africa generally. It is also a major problem around the world. If you want to correct a child, there is a way you do it without harming him or her. If you are excessively beating the child, thinking that he's going to become better, you end up hardening the heart of the child. We've had children who have been so maltreated when they were growing up that it got to the point where if you just carry a whip and you want to beat them, they will just stand and look at you and tell you to continue. Because to them, there is no big deal. Beat them, they go their way. Now, if you know that you are abusing your children by beating them, assaulting them physically, you better stop it. It is not helping the child. You end up making that child a hardened criminal at the end of the day. And if as a neighbor, you know that your neighbor keeps beating the child, beat the child, starve the child, maltreat the child, in the name of discipline, it is your responsibility to be a whistleblower or try to intervene amicably. Don't say, it is not my business. Because if that child becomes a criminal tomorrow, it's not going to only affect the family, it will affect you, the neighbor, and affect the whole community. So you should try to mediate, be a peacemaker, to ensure that that child, if he needs discipline, is given the discipline correctly. But if the child is being maltreated, being abused, you should rescue the child. I was talking to a young lady some years ago, and she said she never believed that her mother gave birth to her because of the way the mother treated her. Because of the excessive beating, the scars on her body, the assault she received from her mom. And she used to say to herself, I don't think my mother gave birth to me. If she gave birth to me, she was an undergraduate as of the time we were talking, if my mother indeed gave birth to me, she would not have treated me the way she did. So sometimes parents mistake child abuse for discipline. If you starve a child and refuse to give him food, that is not discipline. That punishment is excessive. It is child abuse. You beat a child and the child is wounded and is bleeding and people are telling you, stop it, you still continue beating the child and the child ends up in the hospital, that parent should be arrested. That is child abuse.
So neighbors,
it is not discipline.
Neighbors.
And neighbors must not be quiet. If you see something happening like that, you have to speak up. Martin Luther King Jr. said, in the end we will not remember the words of our enemies, but the silence of our friends. Silence of our friends. So if you just keep silent and something is happening, and you just keep quiet about it, you're not helping the community. You're not helping the family. You're not helping that child when you keep quiet and you allow abuse to go on. You have to stand your ground and tell those parents that, look, what you're doing is wrong. And because it is wrong, I will need to intervene. I cannot allow something wrong to be happening right in front of me, right before my eyes. So it is high time we should know that every one of us, we owe it a responsibility in our communities and societies to protect the rights of children.
Yes.
Children have rights. No matter how young they are or how old they are, they have rights. And those rights must be protected. And that is why some parents are already in prison because of the abuse of their own children. And more parents will be put in prison in time to come because children rights advocates are rising up to the occasion. And even children, are getting to be aware that they have rights. Especially a good number of them go to some of these private schools where they are taught that they have rights. That mommy and daddy, doesn't have the right to do this to you. This is why they should stop. And the parents can even challenge their parents and say, Daddy or Mommy, I have rights. So I have the right to eat food. You cannot starve me. You know, I have the right to sleep when I'm tired and I need rest. You know, these children are becoming aware of their rights. But all of us, let's come together. Let's protect our children. They are our future.
Yes, of course. And thank you very much, Prof, for lending your voice on this very issue. Again, I don't know what you make of this, that educated Nigerians are more frequently involved in the bribery than illiterates. So maybe there's a name given to bribery by the educated.
You know, the research they carried out in the last 1 year. In fact, just last year alone, they found more than 150 billion naira exchange hands in bribery in this country. And the majority of those who gave these bribes are educated people, civil servants, public servants, people who claim to have certificates, diplomas, degrees, and above. And that should be expected, because the illiterate, how much money does he have to give a bribe?
So it's not like it's moral, but it's just probably...
He doesn't have the opportunity to even give the bribe, you know. He's not in a privileged position to bribe his way. Most of those who give bribes, they give bribes to get a contract. And most of the contractors are educated. Granted, a few may not be, but most, the majority are educated. People give bribes to get promoted. So they're educated people.
Transfers.
Yes, they give bribe to influence their transfers to lucrative places. They are the educated people. You give bribe to get a job, you know, better jobs. And also they're the educated people. They're the ones who go from one public office to the other. They're the educated people. They have the certificate. So this should be expected. This data is correct and accurate. You know, the way it is. Educated Nigerians give more bribe. They pay more bribe. And they have the tendency to bribe their way because they are now educated and they want to make it by all means. And somebody is standing on the way.
So,
and all the person wants is money.
So it's not really like
give him money.
And
then he will leave the way.
Somehow. It's not really like his fault, but because of the person standing on his way.
Standing on his way, the system. The system in place. We have weak systems of bribery and corruption. Let me give you an example. For those of us public servants that work in the universities, at the end of the month, you have a staff whose salary has been removed by IPPIS or reduced, manipulated, and he wants it corrected. You know what happens? He has to travel to Abuja.
All the way from wherever?
All the way from Calabar, all the way from Maiduguri, all the way from Lagos, from Sokoto to Abuja, and say there is a problem with my salary. And they will not correct it. He has to pay for this to be done. Why ASU is against IPPIS? IPPIS is one of the most corrupt institutions on earth, if not the most corrupt. It is one of the most corrupt. It is the headquarters of corruption in this country. The conduit for corruption. Every month you will see one problem or the other in salaries of staff across the country.
Prof, you expect that there are perceived individuals, of course, not only in that institution that you're talking about, but of course...
not only in IPPIS, but IPPIS one is so well pronounced. Let me give you an instance to tell you how corrupt IPPIS is. IPPIS is so corrupt. You're supposed to voluntarily be enrolled into IPPIS. They will capture your biometrics, everything, and you submit forms, certificates, you know, all that. That was what non-teaching staff of universities were compelled to do. The academic staff refused to submit themselves for biometric capture. IPPIS migrated all the academic staff to their platform without any biometric capture. That tells you how corrupt the system is. By regulation, by the laws establishing them, by their modus operandi, by their SOPs, you're supposed to go and do it yourself. How did they migrate all academic staff across the country of the federal universities into IPPS? It is the evidence that you need to know that this is a very corrupt system. And not only that, when they were audited, they found hundreds and thousands of people on the IPPS platform who are ghost workers, but they are collecting salaries in universities and other establishments all over the country. So it tells you how corrupt the system is. Now, that is why you see that the educated people, they are the ones working in these federal universities, the federal government, federal ministries, establishments, because the majority of civil servants and public servants across the country are paid through IPPIS. So if they want anything corrected, they will have to bribe their way. Now we are talking about a system that is so corrupt that what is your own entitlement, you have to bribe to be paid your salary. You have to bribe to get your allowances. You have to bribe to get anything corrected, done properly. So now, because the system is so corrupted that if you don't agree to the demands of bribery of these establishments across the country, you become the victim. You're victim.
So your submission actually is just to emphasize on the fact that for some, theirs is more pronounced than others. And of course, not really that this is the only one that you see as being corrupt.
There is corruption in all the ministries and the MDAs across the country. We have evidence because we have friends, we have colleagues who work in all these places. If you see their frustration, the level of corruption is so evident, you know, across the different ministries and establishments in this country, government ministries. So you see the glaring corruption. It is so much that for you to get anything done in any ministry, any government department or agency at all, you have to part with money, you have to part with gifts in kind, you have to do one thing or the other. And those who are not ready to do it, they get victimized. So the whole system is permeated with corruption. The corruption is a cancer that has metastasized, that has spread around the whole system of governance in the country. And that is why this corruption monster is a monster that any serious government should fight. The current government, just like the previous one, are not fighting corruption. They are not. What they do is just pay lip service that they're fighting corruption, but they are actually institutionalizing corruption. If they were fighting corruption by now, half of the ministers at the minimum should have gone. And many directors, many PAMSECs across the country should have lost their jobs by now.
You have a situation where...
And they think amazingly, even in EFCC there is corruption. They're supposed to fight corruption, but if you talk about glorified corruption, you find it in EFCC itself. So the people who are supposed to fight corruption are corrupt themselves. Okay, so how do you fight corruption? Prof. And you know all this corruption fight that they come to the news media and make a lot of noise and all that, you know, a lot of times are the people that did not cooperate with them. A lot of things happen behind the scene. That is why you see politicians who are glaringly, evidently, obviously, blindingly, obviously corrupt. But EFCC has not done anything about it.
I think it's just a matter of time.
And they have all the evidence. Because, there is no matter of time there. By now, they will have gotten them because they don't have any immunity. But EFCC has left them. EFCC's fight against corruption is selective. It's selective fight against corruption. So I don't even the press will celebrate EFCC, because if they were serious, they would have started from among themselves. Yeah. Because many of the very corrupt Nigerians are working in that EFCC. And that is why you see politicians, you can go and report them to EFCC, they will just laugh at you and tell you that nothing will happen to them. Because they know how to press the buttons. And they know what to do to silence EFCC.
All right.
EFCC, have they arrested, what is the name of the former Kogi State governor? He's still moving about freely. You know, have they gone to arrest him? He's still moving about freely. Didn't the EFCC chairman threaten that if nothing happens to Yahaya Bello, that he was going to even step down as the EFCC chairman? Has he stepped down? Has he shown us that he's serious about getting Yahaya Bello? Is Yahaya Bello not still in this country? Why have they not gone to arrest him? These people are not serious about fighting corruption. How did they arrest Comrade Joe Ajero? Why didn't they arrest Yahaya Bello that has corruption allegations against him in court? He has refused to appear in court. He has defied the judge, defied the DSS, defied the EFCC. He has defied the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, defied our constitution. And the man is still free. They have not done anything to him. But Comrade Joe Ajero, maybe because he's just a small person, being a comrade, they easily can just get him. Why have they not brought the Yahaya Bello? Let them go and arrest the Yahaya Bello and prove to us that EFCC is serious about fighting corruption.
All right, that's lovely. Oh, thank you. Your submission actually this morning is about the individuals whom are not doing their job as expected. And of course, it tarnishes the entire system. It makes it look like the entire people are corrupt. But well, that's not what we're saying on this platform. There are individuals, of course, whom are seen, obviously they are corrupt, and then they're still there, not, still working. And so for this, we've come to the end of this very topic that leads to the issues of corruptions. It's about bribery. Now, Prof, I would love also to hear your submissions concerning this headline that says, despite receiving 816 million naira ecological funds in 6 months, Borno failed to facilitate, allow dam repairs, prevent flooding. Looking also at the fact that we've lost a lot. Lives, properties, farmlands, and all whatnot. This is an issue for which we were being warned since last year that we're likely to experience this. As if it was just a play, and now it's coming. We've lost our loved ones already. So what's your submission in this? How to be able to overcome, at least to curtail?
It's not only Borno State government that receive ecological funds. All the state governors did. And we've had floods across the country. We were warned even before the commencement of the rainy season. In fact, we were warned from last year. And the warning repeated itself this year. As the rains began, we were warned. But what did we do? Our politicians, as usual, played the ostrich game. They hide their heads inside the sand, and they hope that the enemy is not seeing them, nothing will happen to them. I mean, you know that there will be flood. You know it, but you did not do anything about it. And you expect that by some magic, the flood will not come. What did our politicians do? There will be flood. They just said the people should pray. And so the people were praying. And they just said the people, we will do our best. They did nothing. Now, look at the floods. In Borno State, Maiduguri, apart from the terrorists that were killed in Sambisa Forest, at least 30 innocent people in Borno have died as a result of the flood. Hundreds and thousands of houses have been destroyed. The University of Maiduguri, Teaching Hospital, the Shehus Palace, Monday Market, Post Office, all those places. I know those places in Maiduguri because I've stayed in Maiduguri for about 8-9 years. I know most of those places. There is hardly a place in Maiduguri that I don't know. Those are not places that you expect would be flooded, but they were flooded. It tells you that the flood is serious. But what did the government do? Now to be proactive instead of being reactive. Proactive instead of being reactive. I mean, we should have measures in place. If we need to dredge the rivers in those places, we need to do something about the dams. We need to collaborate with neighboring Cameroon or Chad Republic or those are neighboring countries. We need to provide channels that water can easily follow, because I'm told that the dam was full, for days and even weeks, and it was disaster waiting, and the government did not do anything about it. We have to be proactive, and these are things that we can do very easily that you wonder why we are not doing it, and we keep having flood every year, year in, year out, every year we're having flood. Now we are going to spend billions on the victims of these floods.
Right.
If we had spent these billions to stop this flood, all this disaster would not have happened. The money we're spending now was the money we should have spent last year to prepare against the flood, or early this year, at the beginning of the year, to prepare against the flood. We could have averted the flood. The experts have suggested ways that this disaster can be avoided, but did our political leaders, did they listen? They did not. They were busy, as usual, carrying on their own activities, for their own benefit, not that of the citizens. And that is why we're having this problem. So we want to appeal to the governors, appeal to the federal government that, look, don't be reactive, be proactive. Let's do what we're supposed to do the needful to stop these flood disasters. And it can very easily be done, so easily that you wonder why we keep having flood every year.
Thank you very much, Professor. It's lovely having you all the time on this platform. All right, at this point, we would have another angle of the conversation. So we're going straight to having a commercial break right now. And when we come back, it's going to be time that our listener will get to join the conversation. Not only that, but you take the lead. So please, we'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion? How was your...
I was the head boy in my primary school, senior prefect and best graduating student in my secondary school, but drug abuse almost ruined my life.
I was on an average of 2 grams of cocaine per day.
I was taking 8 ampoules of pentazosine daily.
European shisha, cocaine.
I became a user, a dealer, and a gangster.
I saw other users drowning. I knew I didn't want to be like them, but I was already trapped.
My family disowned me.
My employment was terminated.
I sold my car, sold my house. I'll go out well-dressed and return shoeless, shirtless in exchange for drugs.
I was seeing things that were not real, and I once stabbed myself because I felt something crawling under my skin.
I contacted NDLEA and started therapy.
I spent 3 months in therapy.
I spent 8 months.
It's easy to relapse, but your mind has to be stronger than the cravings.
Drugs does not love you. You are not the one using drugs. Drugs are the one using you. Say no to drug abuse.
Are you bored and need some company? Get a TV experience like no other on Unity TV. We are turning up the hits with captivating TV shows, electrifying political programs, music, movies, and lots more that will leave you craving. I'm sure you want to know more. Tune into Unity TV today and let the excitement take over.
The Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee, FSRCC, in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, wishes to draw the attention of the public to the worrisome increase in the activities of illegal financial operators, IFOs, which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The FSRCC and NBC hereby advises the general public to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Make sure to verify the licensing status of such companies and schemes on this website. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Let's work together to uphold the integrity of Nigeria's financial system. Announcer, FSRCC.
Get ready to be entertained and inspired by the incredible stories around the globe. Don't miss out on the excitement. Hello at Work is an ultimate TV program that brings to you the interesting stories and daily happenings worldwide. Join us Mondays and Thursdays 10 a.m. as we dive into the daily happenings and stories. Tune in and stay. Say hello to the world as you bring in your ideas, as it is a perfect blend of entertainment and information. Get ready to stay up to date while being entertained.
Please pay attention. It starts from the foundation. Everybody needs somebody. You turn a blind eye and care nothing less. Say it's just business, all about the money. You are so unbothered as long as they pay. Say it's just business, all about the money. You know they're on a fast lane, but you've got business to run. So you look away the other way.
It concerns you. It a kill law, it a kill dreams. It a land people for jail. War against drug abuse.
Unity. Unity TV.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here.
Thank you. I'm so glad to say welcome back. This is Unity Trend on Unity 93.3 FM in case you're just tuning on. The time check is a minute down the hour of 9 a.m. here in the city of Jos Plateau State, Nigeria. We are streaming live on Facebook at Unity Radio FM/TV Jos, and the same we have for our WhatsApp channel. So please, I would appreciate if you get to join us even there and throw your comments, and I'll get to read them just when the time comes. Ijia remains my name, your regular anchor on this wonderful program. Okay, I have text messages, and this segment of Unity Trend actually is the last with which I get to hear from you, dear listener and viewer. We have the studio line. You may want to be a part of it, 070-3235-3315. And also for text messages, 0808-478-9999. I'll begin with text messages because we have lots of them and need just to read. So please permit me to begin with text messages this morning before picking more calls. Okay, good morning, Kobe, and the sports analyst and the objective analyst, the barrister Aruma. It's so sad that the flood in some states has cost lots of lives and livelihood. Even the agricultural sector was badly affected, which I am sure will cause a food crisis or scarcity. The government should please come to the aid of the people who are right now displaced or lost their means of livelihood. We as individuals should also always do the right things to avoid flood. Peace is priceless. Let's live in peace. God bless Unity FM, Plateau State, Nigeria. Christy Stan from Rukubarot, and this is one of the text messages from yesterday. Truly appreciate you, Christy Zan, for that. And I'll continue to read some of the text messages that we have from yesterday's edition of Unity 20. This one is from Bulus Esther Ohoman, and he said, Fringada, say good morning, Kobe, and the Professor Barrister, and God continue to bless you all for the great work you are doing. May God continue to help us in this country called Nigeria. We pray for a better country, Nigeria. Thank you, Bulus Esther Ohoman from Faringada. Another message, I believe, from yesterday too. It says, good morning to you out there as Zaruma, Kobe, Prof out there. Keep working hard. Our government should do the needful, draining up our rivers in what they should concentrate on. After all, this is what to go to those affected areas shared before reaching the destinations, and NEMA should be doing more. M. Lowell, thank you, M. Lowell. Okay, and then still again, we have this one from yesterday. I want to believe, say good morning, the Kobe and Barrister Zaruma. Nice move by be kind to everyone, even to those who don't deserve it. Give us eyes that see the best in people, a heart that forgive the worst, a mind that forgets the bats, and a soul that never lost faith. Protect us from all calamity and evil of mankind. Be a good neighbor, good character. Hassan Garba. Thank you, Hassan Garba. And that is from yesterday too. Thank you very much. And you can do well also to begin to draft yours as well. Still on text messages, this one is a lengthy one. It says, good morning, Kobe and the guest in the studio. Please permit me to use these mediums to congratulate the new Plateau State head of service and the chairman, the pensions board. I wish also to request the duo to collaborate and sensitize their systems, particularly the pension board, whose some staff are still hiding files of people who are supposed to collect one entitlement or the other. They also planned some already retired staff whose job is to trace files of such beneficiaries at agreed amounts, even though they could know where such files could be. What then is the duty of the retiree staff? And this one is from Benjamin K. Fas Laurento Jos. Thank you. And I believe this one sounds that it was like that of yesterday too. Whatever, I truly appreciate you. Let's begin to pick calls because the text messages are coming in today. In a minute, let's have your submissions, please. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you. Your name?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, if you can hear me, my name is Benedict calling from Fringada.
You have a minute. Please go on. Just go on.
Yes. Yes, permit me to say good morning to the studio.
Okay.
Honestly, program actually made my day.
Okay.
Yes, actually committed, what is expected of a patriotic somebody who has did for zero tolerance for corruption.
All right.
But also, if you listen to him this morning, you understand that it's actually a fairly spirit. Somebody who understands his rights and also understand what it is to have the freedom of speech and also use it judiciously.
Okay.
Done this morning.
All right.
So I love the courage when you say corruption is not the first in Nigeria. I think I align with that particular line of thought of yours this morning.
Okay.
Nigerian government over time has been fighting corruption. It is not only in the APC period in 2016.
Okay.
If you look at the government of Jonathan, even of the PDP, I want to sincerely say this, that former aviation minister and the person of Stella Odua of the same party, the former Jonathan, she was accused of corruption, and I think it's already in the court.
Right.
Even though the president then decided to pick her as one of the people that are going to lead into pilgrimage in Israel.
Okay.
It's unfortunate. It's highly unfortunate. These are people that are supposed to be behind bars. People have been accused of corruption imminently. Rarely seeing that these people are very, very corrupt.
All right.
Using the public funds. And Nigeria is getting poorer and poorer abuses. And people are maneuvering and then manipulating the wealth of this country and leaving us into picture poverty. The reason why food is selling for over 1,000 naira today is because of corruption.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Benedict.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Mr. Benedict, your time. Yes.
Corruption has seen this country, and I want to submit to God who is going to bless you and reward you seriously for even supporting some certain sectors in this country that need to be scrutinized, that need to be prosecuted.
All right, thank you very much, please.
Because of corruption in this country, I need to be able to move ahead.
All right, thank you. I truly apologize. The crew actually, I for one really would have loved to allow Mr. Benedict and everyone else who would want to speak for more than a minute, but because of time and of course we need other submissions. Hello. I truly apologize. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Your name?
I am Bashir. One time, don't call the calling from Jos.
All right. Which part of Jos? You have a minute.
Professor and Barrister.
Amen.
We are benefiting from their knowledge. Seriously.
Thank you very much.
So we are talking about this corruption that is affecting our country. You look at election is very close now in local government election. No sign of campaign, no posters, no everything. Because people are fed up with the political leaders. They have lost hope.
Okay.
Now, the candidates, they should look way of mobilizing people to come out and vote for them. Okay. This is one of the affecting us in terms of this corruption. Thank you very much. I'm Bashir Dankoli.
All right, thank you, Bashir Dankoli. Good morning, Mr. Kobe, Professor, Barrister. I congratulate you for the successful inductions of another set of vet doctors. We wish to have more of them for the good health and hygienic meal in the society. I also sympathize with the victims of flooding all across Nigeria, the nation. So thank you at Ismail Isa from Jos. Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kobe.
Thank you so much for calling.
Good morning, Professor in the house and the barrister.
You're welcome.
My name is Lahudu, calling from Terminal.
Mr. Kingsley Barnabas, you have a minute.
Yes, my brother. What I want to say is my heart goes to the people of Philippines.
All right.
Those that lost their lives, not the bandit people. My heart goes to them and their souls in peace.
All right.
And I wish to explain the Tunji that is among those bandits that got a flood. I would have been happy. Okay. I imagine the president who is doing the Tunji to challenge our general, to challenge our captain, lieutenant, all these timber and caliber of security we have. And I thought we come and go to Matt and talking that they come and fight him. Who is him? If not because of the same corruption, that one Nigerian wants to go to the war front to go and fight them. The same people will call and give them information that they are coming. Before they get to that, they will open fire on them. Otherwise, who is going to sing you? You go to the carry them once as far as came here to go and get him arrested. He passed the son in the hood. Why didn't they use the same method to arrest him? You understand? So this is the same corruption we are fighting. Because I told you in this statistics that my daughter then collected her phone with the keke herself on gunpoint in medical lab at Dogon Kadupe. Yes. What happened? I went to go and do welcome back to her because I'm the one that registered the line. She never did 20 years by then. When I went to the MT office, the same corruption happened. She have to charge me extra 1,000 naira again to renew SIM pack. That is the corruption we are talking about. There is nowhere corruption not in Nigeria. You see, this corruption of Nigeria have become a cankerworm, have become an virus.
All right, thank you.
Everybody in this country.
Thank you very much.
May God bless Baptiste, bless our country.
Thank you very much. A text message there. This one says, good morning, Kobe and the barrister. Please, barrister, how can I see Mr. President for his interview? I want to advise him on some issues, hence the National Assembly can advise him. Barrister put me through. Amy Longs from Agengi, from yesterday. Good morning, Kobe and barrister. The prof, please, barrister, how can I see Mr. President? All right, it sends twice, I want to believe. Thank you, Amy Longs from Agengi. Okay, in case you want to be part of the conversation, 070-3235-3315. Hello, good morning. Thank you for calling, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for calling. Your name?
I'm Mr. Isaac Kanu, calling you from Angola.
That's lovely. In a minute, please. All right.
What baffles me in this country, we think that speaking English can solve all problems.
Okay.
We have to move away from this issue of lamentation and faith reality.
Okay. So
every day they continue telling me and you that we should diversify the economy through agriculture. Today we are talking about flooding. Cameroon has not even opened their laptop, and this is what is happening to us. Every day abandoned projects. All the old dams that have started since before we were born, up to today they have not been finished. And every day they continue telling us that we have to diversify the economy through agriculture. Since then they knew that diversifying the economy would be the solution. Today me and you will not be talking about this issue. You see that this dam in Meduguri, these are dams that have been built in the 80s. So this means that there's no expiring, there are no room for circulation. There are no ways of reducing the quantum of this water. What is wrong with us? You see, every state are running, using airport. When they don't need a car, they keep their private data and run agreeing like this. What are we talking about?
Thank you very much.
Take a walk to Pakistan here. And when Pakistan is in operation, go and see the way they collect the water during the crisis. The Pakistan is not working. But go and see how the communities there are using it during the crisis.
Thank you.
Go to the area. Go and see how the Chinese were able to track the water they used during the crisis. What is wrong with us?
Thank
it
you
is your corruption. I'm telling you, if we don't give, and most especially of artificial colonization, we are being colonized by this our leader.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ike Kalu. Okay, good morning, sir. I hereby condole and commiserate with the people of Borno State over the flood incidents. May Allah ease their affairs. IBB, thank you, IBB. A text message there. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Thank you for calling. Your name?
Yeah, thank you very much. My name is Sadiq Kumar. I'm calling from TJ.
All right, Sadiq Kumar, in a minute, please go on.
Yeah, you see my comment this maybe that happened in the beginning.
Yes.
It is very, very unfortunate that the people have lost their loved ones. It's a very, very special one. But when you look at the creation, the economical atmosphere, we have seen already a big kind of flooding not only in the city but even other states. There is a need for us to be very, very aware, especially the government, so that we take care of this kind of one. And we are calling on the federal government those that are affected in the city to go and because the thing is a very, very well done. And the other states that are going to land and they are giving an alert, they should take care, especially in terms of creating our drainage, in terms of reducing the water group and water use.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Sadiq Umar. Okay, dear listener, if you would love to call, just give me a minute as I read from the Facebook page. Okay, this one says, Abu Zainab, good morning, wishing you all the best. Thank you, Abu Zainab. And Aminu Abdullahi Shuabu say, good morning, could be Professor and the barrister. I'm watching you live from Rikas. The swearing in of the remaining APC members is a welcome development. We pray for good governance and peace in Plateau State and Nigeria at large. Thank you. Okay, and this one is from Nura Haji. He's saying he's enjoying our program and wishes well. He did that in HAUSA language. Thank you. Another one here say a very big good morning. Excellent radio presenter Kobe, Sir Professor PH Bambayi and the barrister Zaruma in the studio. Thanks for the good work. Please keep it up. Every year there is usually a flood, but usually the government does not take any actions, even if the rain comes easily, but usually the government does not take any actions, right, to prevent it from happening, and then the monsoon comes. Okay. And the loss of lives and property of the people. May God protect our country and make life easier for us. God bless Nigeria and Plateau State. May God save us from Murtala Yahya Maigia. And this one says, good morning, gentlemen in the studio. It's a good story to hear that the Speaker of the Plateau State House of Assembly, as well as the state government, have listens to the cries of the public by swearing in the other members of the assembly. Hopefully, the assembly would now function effectively without much rancor. Muhammad Tajuddin from Narakuda. And I think that's the much for now we'll be able to take for from our Facebook page. And text messages, this one say, good morning. Kubi and Professor Poveno H. Bamayi and Barrister Zaruma. I am happy yesterday for the swearing in of our remaining 5 members. It's long overdue. Plateau is now complete. Gida on the plateau now. Everybody now as a father in the House of Assembly. I want to thank God for hearing our prayer. God, a past man. Plateau will be greater. Now in Jesus' name, I said big amen. Congratulations to my boss, Honorable Professor Theodore Bala Mayaki San, and to all of our Plateau members representing us. I pray that God Almighty will give them the wisdom to lead us. Amen. Boniface Long Mental Wage Continuable from home, peace and tourism. All right. Thank you, Jika. All right. And this one say good morning to you all. The fast measures from the federal government should be taken to combat the flood inflation, food inflations across the country. Masses are facing extreme economic hardship. Good day from Joseph Sani Zaruma, Faringada. Thank you, Joseph Sani Faringada. And another one here says, these IPPIS are really okay. In fact, we don't have our exact salary because it changes every month. I don't know if it is only affecting Interior Ministry. Ibrahim from Rikos. Thank you, Ibrahim from Rikos. That other word is not a good one for us on air. Bullis, Esther Homan and Faringada, good morning. Kobe and the barrister, Professor Bamai in the studio. Keep up the good work that you people are doing. Pray for better Nigeria over our dream. Thank you, Bullis, Esther Homan and Faringada. Good morning, Kubi and others. Thank you for reading my last text. Prof. Bamayi has it in the nail downs. Over to you. Nema, see what my degree is in. Okay, ML Giwa from Sabon Fegi Jos, I think. I hope I got that well. Truly apologize. And another one here says, good morning, Unity FM. Could be Prof. B. Barrister Zaruma. May God continue to bless you. Prof. EFCC is not helping it at all, rather worsening the situations. May God deliver Nigerians from the cankerworms. Live in peace. Plateau State, Nigeria, Africa. Danladi Adam, Danladi from Carbon Satellite Market. 1 man, 1 farm, 1 woman, 2 farms. Oh my, a lot of text messages there. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Kogi.
Thank you so much for calling. Your name?
This is man from Douala.
It's been a while. Let's have you 1 minute, please.
Yes, it's up to you.
Thank you.
Prof is not a coward. I love that man.
All right. It's good to know.
Using situation, you say, see something and say something.
Yes.
And it's not even saying it for any cost. He's out and ready for anything at all because it's true.
All right.
I have a problem. Why is it that Nigerians don't research for something before arresting? To find out whether what that person is saying is true or lie. What has Ajero done? Some of the offenders now are ground kings. We must have to be very careful with the writing on the wall. Thanks and God bless.
Thank you very much, Usman Okoro. All right. 070-3235-3315 is the studio line. We still have but a few more minutes to go on this very show. I would love it if you find it worthy to be part of it. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Okay, it's a drop call already for that. Okay, we have this a community walk with Radio Amiibo, calling on people on the plateau from different parts of the state, of course, to join him on Saturday, which is going to be the 14th day in the month of September, the year 2024. Okay, at 6:30 a.m., you can support Radio Amiibo, Denjuma Samuel Abo. Okay, he's going to be doing a voluntary community work service there, giving back to the society. And so he said we need things like gravels, sand, shovels, wheelbarrows, shovels and volunteers, drinking water, face mask, hand gloves, and lots more, so that you'll be able to clean up the debts at a specific location I'll be giving you tomorrow, hopefully. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Yes, to you.
All right, thank you. Your name?
Yes, my name is Pam Dong Kim. I'm calling you from Kuru Express.
Oh, this is lovely. Pam Dong. So let's have you in a minute, please.
Yeah, in any democratic setup, the laws and principles must be duly followed. I remember all leaders before, they used to rely on men of God, especially those who have been anointed as leaders of congregation, especially the scholars like Muslims and Christian clerics.
Yes.
But today, you find out that they are being embarrassed simply because they are telling the government the truth of what is happening in Nigeria. And the same word of God says, "Do not touch my anointed or do him harm," because God is with them. Do you think it will be well with the government punishing men of God, or arresting them, or molesting them? The poor masses today, they are being highly taxed.
All right.
In the name of providing infrastructure across the country, but no money collected as taxes and no infrastructure on ground. Where is the case of former Accountant General of the Federation that embezzled over 200 billion, which he got mention of some title holders in connection with the fraud, and his case never mentioned or brought to limelight Ahmed Idris? You can see the corruption that is going on in this country. If you don't punish them, how can others?
All right, thank you very much.
You understand? How can others learn from what has happened?
All right, thank you.
Instead of punishing them.
Thank you very much for calling. We truly appreciate it. And on this, we've come to the end of it for today's edition of Unity Train on Unity 93.3 FM. I would love to say thank you very much for finding it worthy. Every morning, once it is 8 o'clock, we come on air and never stop until it is 9:30 a.m. And Mondays to Fridays, every week. And you are the most wonderful ingredients to this wonderful program, Unity Train. So please, let's do this tomorrow with you again. Don't forget, our community broadcast comes your way after this show. Before I say bye-bye, I would love to appreciate the crew who made this possible. Shamsuddin Kabir, Engineer Salu, Norogo, and lots more. Say thank you to you all there. Now, see you tomorrow for yet another interesting edition. From me, Cool B, I say bye-bye.
Mr. Politician, it's good to see you again. It's been so long since you've been here. You had me thinking you were dead. How's your taxpayer mansion?